What's up, witches? It's the Lunar Priest, and today, as you know from the title, we're going to be talking about the moon card. So we're just going to hop right into this tarot educational goodie, but before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me to continue making content, and without further ado, let's get into it. So I always like to look to the astrological correspondence to the tarot cards because it allows us to see the energy or the archetype of the card through the lens of an astrological archetype, placement, etc. And as we know, signs and placements can be felt in different ways from day to day. We know that it looks a little bit different for every person. So that is a useful way to also look at tarot keys or tarot cards, is because that energy is going to arise differently in day-to-day life from person to person, and the moon card is one of those very etheric, elusive cards, being that it is ruled by Pisces. And so it's nice to just know that with the major arcana cards, especially in the tarot, which are the 22 larger, more rolling energies, if you will, that have lessons that span from way back to way ahead, rather than the minor arcana being everyday scenarios. The major arcana is going to be more of a, I'm experiencing this in all these different ways, right? I experienced it like X on this day, like Y on another day, like Z in a year from now. So again, it's just nice to know that when you're working with major arcana cards at all, especially the moon card, it is going to look different. It can be showing up in different ways. Looking to the cards around it are going to help you know exactly how, where, and why this energy might be showing up, what lesson it wants to teach you, and ultimately how you can open up, reflect, and receive from the teachings at hand. Being that the moon card is ruled by Pisces, this card is very much a feminine, intuitive, empty-like channeling type of energy, meaning that we might feel a little bit lost, a little bit like we're wandering, a little bit directionless even. We might feel, again, a little bit emptier, depressed, a little bit like a lunatic, like we might be way full of energy, kind of showing those polarities, those different phases, those different faces, cycles, varying energy levels. Like we might be super pumped and wanting to work on stuff one day, and then we might really be in our cocoon phase the next, where we don't have a lot to give. So we could be in a time of our lives when the moon card shows up where we're just kind of moving along, experiencing ourselves through different lenses, and there could be this need to feel more spiritually fulfilled, because it is kind of like we're building up to something and then we reach this maximum capacity, we kind of boil down. There's varying levels of light in our life. The moon is a reflecting planet. It takes the light from the sun, sheds it back onto the earth in the dead of night, and sometimes there's a ton of light if it is like a full or like a close to full phase, or there might be no light at all when we're near like a new moon. Repair, cleanse, recycle, get ready, set new intentions kind of energy. So again, we have this theme of a lot of transitions, lots of different phases. So we might need to take into consideration that getting attached to things and having a strong identity or making a big choice is not really like aligned for us right now when the moon is coming up a lot. It's more about navigating based on intuition, heightening our ability to listen to our internal guidance, just kind of listening, okay, I feel like maybe I need to cut this out. I feel like maybe I have a pattern that I need to rework and rewire and relearn something. There's these hints that might subtly arise within when the moon card's coming up, and they're all to let us know that, you know, our intuition does indeed have something to say to us, and following it will actually lead you to a space of victory, of fulfillment, and that fulfillment will, it's also okay to kind of let things go and not give your 100% at all times. Like, it's okay to sometimes be so wired and so ready to go and so able to give yourself and create and channel and embody yourself, and all of those things are perfect. But also it's okay to be in your new moon phase where you're kind of like, okay, it's dark, you know, I might be the shining light, I might know I have this infinite potential, But right now I have very little to give. My energy level is very low. I'm moody, and I just need to be alone, or I just need to feel my feelings. So the moon card teaches us how to do those things, and it being ruled by Pisces gives it an extra level of sensitivity. We're gifted this ability to really go way deep, right? Pisces is the fish archetype. It's very oceanic. It wants to go very deep and also wants to play on the shallow end with the bubbles. So you can do both. Both things can exist. No matter what, honoring the internal voice is really the main proposition that the moon card kind of gives us as it arises. So if this card comes up in love, it could kind of be like, focus on you, focus on your fulfillment, be in your feelings first. Don't make any big decisions. Uncertainty is okay. You're on the right path. Just let it go day by day. Let things change and shift, because it's all going according to plan, and follow your intuition, because that is going to be your best guidance system. Things not being super clear is kind of a facet of the moon card, so it's okay if things aren't clear. Just keep walking one step at a time. Pisces rules the feet. One step at a time. The feet walk the path. It's about action and just putting a little bit in. Showing up is good enough right now. No big commitments or changes or things need to happen. A little bit every day is just fine, and you can trust the unknown in the nighttime, because it's working in your highest and best. It's getting you more in touch with your internal things that needed attention for a long time now, etc. And then in work, it could be kind of the same thing. There could be this level of, I'm sensing something coming. I'm sensing the shift. I'm sensing a change. But you don't have to do anything right now. It's more just about like trusting and honoring the intuition. Facets of your life could actually be encouraging you to step more into that role, into that witchiness, since it is the witch's planet, the moon, or into your oracle or psychicness, because again, Pisces, we have this etheric kind of thing, and to learn what that is like to be that independent archetype. It can be very lonely, dark, isolating, scary even, but being present is the most important part, and building this relationship with the internal dark realms that exist, and reflecting, as the moon does, on the light that is given to it, and using it to help others and be itself and shine at whatever level it can shine, and trusting that this is a part of the process and it's just as valid as any other part. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching this on the day it comes out, it is a Pisces new moon, so happy new moon, witches. I'm so grateful that you're here. Make sure to leave a comment if you got anything. As always, I like to mention that the tarot is completely up for interpretation, just like all magic, witchy, occult practices. Divination in general is just so open-ended, so only take what you like, leave the rest, and if there's something you'd like to share, leave it in the comments below. I also wrote a very extensive blog post on the moon. If you'd like to check it out, it'll also be linked in the description, along with my Instagram and my courses. Until next time, guys, bye!